Welcome to Planning with me for October in our Altered Book Bullet Junk Journals. As always, I will introduce my new set of freebies as well as background pages and clip art and the optional style with backgrounds for the monthlies, weeklies, and trackers. Also, I have a book review for you and I will show you what I'm currently reading. Hi, it's Barbara from Vienna, Austria. Thank you so much for joining me. So let me show you the October printables that I have come up with. I will, as always, start out with the background so you understand the vibe I was going for. So here you see these beautiful autumnal colors. There are 8, I would say, regular background images as well as 2 more plain ones as always. And here you see in the background, there's some beautiful script. There's some stitched leaves. Here as well, there's of course gold splattering. It wouldn't be me if there wasn't any gold splatters. So here's another one. Here also we have some mushrooms. We again have the stitched leaves. We have some different font in the background. Here we also have some, I guess it's like pumpkin jam or some other kind of jam. Then we have this beautiful wreath. Again, we have some different stitched leaves. We have some gold here. We have this cute little birdie. And we have some dried flowers up here with lots of gold. And very, very faintly, we have some script. And we have this envelope here in the background as well. In this next one, we have a journal and we have a sweater. We have the stitched leaves. We have some very faint script in the background. We have some lovely fall trees with gold splattering. More script in the background, more gold splattering, stitched leaves. This time we have some red leaves and we have another little birdie up here. Here we have these beautiful mushrooms, again stitched leaves. We have this beautiful golden wreath here. We have our script in the background, more stitched leaves and another cute birdie up there and this huge pumpkin here in the background. Here again we have some typical autumnal flowers. We have the script, we have another envelope in the background and some pumpkins and this pumpkin jam. Pumpkin jam, is that a thing? I don't think I've ever seen pumpkin jam, but why not? Here we have some more leaves up here. We have our script in the background, more mushrooms and a very autumnal butterfly. And our stitched leaves, another golden wreath. And here are our 2 more plain background pages. So this is one and this is the other one. So if you were to make a journal with these pages, I would personally put these on the back side so that not every single page has that much print on it, but that's just what I would do. So next, let's have a look at this month's freebies. Or next month's freebies, I should say. So this is our October monthly. So the monthly and the weeklies will also be available again without dates. So that if you are currently not in autumn, if you maybe have spring now, you can use this when it's your autumn and you just fill in the dates by hand, whatever works for you. So this is the October freebie. And these are the weeklies. So we have 2 pages of weeklies. This is one. And this is the second one, and it's very conveniently works out right up until Sunday, October 31st. Then we have our tracker, and I just see now that I forgot to include the tracker, which is also a freebie. So of course, as every month, I will also have a printable with the 10K step tracker and the habit tracker as a freebie. I'm sorry, I can't show you that here now. So these now are the options with the background already printed on them for very easy application in your journal, which is what I will be using. So I'll be using this 10K step tracker. And this is what the monthly looks like already in the background. Super easy to just then cut out, stick in your journal, and you're done. This is the week 1. Here we have week 2. Here's week 3. And here we have week 4. Here are our cozy autumn notes, as I called them, and as you can see, this time I didn't make rectangles. I felt like I needed to switch it up a bit, so I made ovals, which I think will work perfect as well. So if in case you're new here and you don't know, I always use these and stick them onto my pages for my to-do lists and for my gratitude. And then we have the labels to go with that. And of course our labels here, Hello October, and for the summary for October. Then we have 2 pages of cozy autumnal clip art. So as you can see here, lots of pumpkins here. There's even some carved ones for Halloween. We have some mushrooms here and some baskets with mushrooms. I think it's really cute. And here we have just some cozy autumnal images, like the candle, like this pumpkin jam. We have a stack of envelopes, we have journals, we have some coffee, we have warm socks and sweaters and journals and all these things. So I think these are really cute and very versatile to use in any journal. Doesn't have to be your planner. And finally, we have some more mushrooms. And I think these are gorgeous as well. So of course you can find all the links for all these printables linked down below. So feel free to go check them out if you like what you see. So let's have a look at September. So this is the planner we started at the beginning of September. If you've missed how I came this far and how I made the cover, have a look at the playlist below. You will find that in there. So we will be adding 1 book here today in my books read list. Here's my 10K step tracker. I believe I'm doing all right so far in September. This is quite okay. And we have my monthly. So this was the first week. We did that one together in the last video. And then these are the ones I did after the video. So what did I do? I added this fairy here from my clip art and added this star. I have a punch for the star and it's just a piece of a book page. Here I added this cute little fairy with some scraps underneath. I think I put a little more effort into September decorating than usual. Yeah, not much, just a little bit. Then this is where we are today while I am filming this. So for me it is Tuesday 21st of September and this will be published on Friday the 24th. So that is where we are when you're watching this video probably. All I did on this one actually was I added this, which was from the clip art, and this little mushroom, and the rest was already printed. So super quick and easy. This will be here the last week of September going into October. And here all I actually did was, again, 2 of these stars. This is some mixed media paper that I made that was left over. And this will be my summary for September. And I just added this fairy and this teacup. And this is from the printable. So this is where we are. And now it would be helpful if I would remember how many pages tore out last time. And I think it was 8 if I'm not mistaken. I will just briefly explain again. So this is my last one. So I'm keeping 1, tearing out 8, keeping 2. Because these are already 2. So I'll show you. So I'm keeping this one. I'm tearing out 8 pages. You know how to do this by now, I think. Okay, so these 2 will be glued together because this is where the pages have been torn out. Then I leave 1. So basically I'm leaving 2, right? So I have 1, tore out my 8 pages. These will be glued together. I leave another 1. And then tear out 8 again. So it's always tearing out 8, leaving 2, tearing out 8, leaving 2. And I do that for all of the month of October. I need to see how many pages I will need. Actually, I can figure it out from September. So I need intro page for October. That's 1. Then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pages. And then of course 12, we need a summary for October. So 12 pages is what I need. So I will tear out as much as that requires and not more, because I find that if I tear out all the pages until the end with this method, first of all, I lose my flexibility in the end. If I need to adjust the number of pages I need to tear out. And also it makes the book very hard to work in if you tear out too many pages. And another quick reminder, I believe it's best to just glue your pages together on the edges, whether that's with a glue stick or whatever glue you choose. All you need is to put them on these 3 edges. There is no need whatsoever to put it on the full page. That will just make your paper warp. That's it. And you see here, there is minimal warping, and even if it warps at the beginning, then please don't panic. It will flatten out. Just keep it closed, maybe even put a book on it for overnight, and they will mostly flatten out. These were far more wavy when I made these in September, so don't worry if that happens to you. So I will continue now tearing out pages and gluing pages together. So this is the amount of pages I tore out, quite a lot. And looking at my planner now, I'm already over half and I'm only in the 2nd month. So I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to fit in my 3rd month. I will have to see. I'll probably have to tear out less pages to make that work at all. I knew this was a risk because this spine obviously isn't very wide. So let's see if I can get 3 months in. So first we need our intro page for October. At the back of my planner, I now always keep my template. So this was one of your suggestions from one of you smart cookies. And this really helps me now to define the size of the page. So it makes sense to have one template for every planner you use, because every planner is obviously going to have a different page size. Once you've decided how large the printable should be, you can always use this as a template rather than figuring it out yourself every single page, which is what I used to do, which wasn't very smart. So for my intro page for October, I want to use this one that has this lovely mushroom here. So now what I just need to do is to hold my template. Actually, I'll hold it in the back so I can see through it, and so I can determine where exactly I want to cut my digital to fit my page. And obviously, if your printer is able to do borderless printing, then that makes a lot of sense. Mine is able to do it, but not from all programs. It's really weird. Sometimes it just ignores that setting. So I will be cutting off the white edges and cutting around this template. So I have it cut to the right size, and I'm again going to just put glue on the edges and not in the middle. This prevents any warping. So if you live in an area of this world where you do have autumn, are you already enjoying it? Is it already autumn? Like the weather, has it become cooler already where you are, or is it still hot? Are you enjoying the falling leaves, the changing of the leaves? That I think is so beautiful. It has really cooled down here a lot and it's really becoming quite autumnal. And of course the days are so much shorter. You can really feel it, which is really sad. But there's so many nice things about autumn. I think it's such a great season. I think I'll first put the backgrounds on the other pages of the month and then come back to this one to do the intro page. So on this side, I'll have my 10,000 step tracker. October should still be okay for walking, but the more, of course, we get into winter and the shorter the days are, the harder it will be to keep up the 10,000 steps per day. I might in winter have to resort back to YouTube fitness videos and do fitness at home instead. What I always did was I took the 10K, which is of course my goal per day, to be equivalent to 1 hour of fitness. I think that's a fair trade. So on this side, I will have my October monthly. Even though this color scheme really lends itself to inking up the edges, I must say I just can't be bothered, and this is quite crooked, but it's okay. I just want this to be quick. I'm not even going to worry about inking anything up anymore. I know I did in my last planners, but kind of over it for now. Maybe I'll go back to it, but at the moment I don't mind it just like this, as long as it's simple. So here will be my first week of October, which is not this one, which is this one, starting with October 4th. So as always, if you're looking for October 1, 2, and 3, please check out the September digitals. You will find it in that last week of September. So for this one, I'm just taking out this middle piece here, and then I will have these 2 pages like that. So again, this planner for me personally is not about going crazy with decorations, as you might have noticed. This planner needs to be quick in the making. It needs to be practical but pretty, which is why I put a lot of effort into the digitals, so that then I can just glue it in my book and be done with it without having to make a whole bunch of collages. Now you might know I love making collages, but this is not the place for me. This is my work tool. Again, it needs to be pretty, which is why I'm putting the effort into making it myself rather than having a bought calendar. But this is not the place for me to, it's not a junk journal. So I would like to remind you that I do for myself make that distinction. Obviously, if you enjoy putting everything you got in your planner, then please do that. But I just have so many other journals going on at the same time that I don't really want to spend a lot of time in this one. But I do really enjoy planning and writing in this one. I think I've mentioned this before. I can never imagine going back to a bought planner. So I warn you, if you haven't started making these yet, I warn you, that might happen to you too. For this page design, I decided I'm cutting away the right edge because I wanted to keep this beautiful leaf here. So I'm taking this away and then this will go like this. So you always have to see what works best for you. I'm definitely getting autumn vibes looking at all these autumnal colors. This design, oh no, you know what wait, I totally got the weeks wrong. This is awesome. October 10th, October 18th, and now comes October 11th. Well, what are my options? My options are to print this out again and to glue it over this. But that seems like way too much work right now. So I'm just gonna have to live with the fact that these weeks are the wrong way around. Obviously, I could also just write over these. Maybe I'll do that. I'll think about that. So for this design, see, that comes from too much talking. For this design, I obviously cut out the middle again because I, of course, didn't want to cut through this little bird and jar. I can't believe I just did that. Actually, that's not true. I can totally believe I just did that. It seems to be a normal thing for me. But thankfully, This altered book, just like junk journals, is not about perfection. So it's all good. So this also wasn't the last week. I don't know what I'm talking about. This here is the last week. So let's do that. And this one again, I will cut out the middle part because of course I want to keep this. Has that ever happened to you? Have you glued these in wrong? And if so, what did you do? I just thought about it for a second now and I thought maybe I can just leave them the way they are, but I would get totally confused if these 2 weeks are the wrong way around. So I think what I need to do is cover these up and cover these up and write them by hand, I guess. I could stamp them as well, but I don't have stamps which are this size. So I will probably hand write them. So first I need to cover them up with something. Okay, I caved. I just printed them out again. I decided actually this is less effort than trying to fix the individual dates and then not being happy with my handwriting. And I think I'm even gonna leave the right side. It's not perfect. Or should I just... Decisions. So this would be the right one for here. Doesn't make a difference, does it? No. I'm just gonna leave it. All right, we are all set. So now let's go back to the Welcome October page, which is this one. So I have my Hello October, and I did ink this up because I did want this to pop out a little bit more. Otherwise it would just completely blend into the background. We'll see where to put that. And usually, as you might know, I like putting a quote here for the beginning of the month. Usually I would look one up on Google. I would just say October quotes and then see what comes up. But this time, like I did actually in September, I already have some autumn quotes, so why not use those? And I actually have a misprint, so I'm totally gonna use one of these. And I think I want one with the maroon edge around it to make that pop better from this page. And this one says, autumn is the season to find contentment at home by paying attention to what we already have. I really like that one. I will link these for you below as well in case you are interested. So I have all the elements I actually need. I could just leave it like this. We already have the beautiful decorations here, but I do want this to pop out a little bit more. So I already have this printed anyway. So why not just glue this on some of the darker background, and that should then pop better. So I'm just gonna glue this on there. And I will ink up those edges as well using Vintage Photo for this. So that definitely stands out a bit better. Somehow I'm not liking this wide border. Maybe it would look better if I just cut off the corners more or less equally on all the edges. Let's see if I can do that. Just to make it more into a shape of a label. How about that? Yep, I like that a lot better. And that actually is the same shape as we have here, I'm just realizing. Should we add anything else? We have mushrooms here, so I don't want to add more mushrooms. What could we add? Pumpkins? Well, it's October, so maybe we should add a Halloween pumpkin. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Kind of like it down here. Up here maybe. Warm socks. Sweaters. Something cozy, huh? Sweater, coffee, and a book. Or a hot chocolate would be more like it for me. What do you think? Is that too much? No, I don't think so. I'm gonna get rid of these white edges because I think it's weird to have these two elements here with the white edges when the others don't. I would need a third one here, then it would be okay, but I don't want to add anything else. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but it makes sense to me. So either I would just cut around these again to get rid of the white edge, but of course it's much faster to just ink those up. So here's the final Hello October page. I am fairly happy with this. The only thing I don't like is he's kind of floating here, so I think I need to add some color down here. I'm just going to use my dark brown Faber-Castell watercolor, water soluble colored pencil. I'm not even going to put water over it. I'm just gonna leave it as it is there. Now he's grounded. You're grounded! Sometimes I really think I spend too much time by myself. I'm gonna turn into a weird old lady probably. Okay, let's do the first week of October. So I'm going to add 2 of these, one for gratitude, one for, these could go either way. Maybe I like it like that. One for gratitude and one for to-do list. What do I want? I have a mushroom here, so I don't want the mushroom ones. So how about the trees? And one with a leaf and some berries. I will ink around these as well to define the edges. Then let's take some of these labels. So I need a gratitude one, and I need, maybe I'll take the important one, and I will just ink around these as well, like that. And then I want some more decorations here. Again, we have a mushroom here, so I don't necessarily want to add another mushroom. Jam, nope. Candle, orange slice. Oh, again, we have these Halloween things. But that's kind of big for this page, I think. Oh, we could put this down here. No, that goes too much into my calendar. I'll just do that right now. Oh no, maybe, no. What am I doing? I should put this on, of course, where the 31st is, where Halloween actually is. So I will put that on the last week. I will save that. So that again leaves us with the question of what do we put here? What about some regular pumpkins? How about a yellow one? That is cheerful. Where can we set him? I think I'll do something like this. So I decided to put these labels on the side and here on the bottom. I don't know. I'm only semi-happy with this one, but it's totally fine. Then let's add the Halloween pumpkins to this page. So here's the 31st. Originally, of course, I wanted him here, but seeing that there's some space here, I think I'm just gonna put it right down here. Then I need some more glue here. That works. And just in case you're wondering why I didn't mind the white edge here, although I did here, well, it's because here I had 2 and here I only have 1. 1 is fine, 2 is weird, 3 is fine. I don't know if you can relate, that's maybe just me. All right, let's get to the book page. I'm excited for this one. So the book I read since my last plan with me is the Alice Network. I think I mentioned that in my last video. So the author is Kate Quinn. It is a New York Times and USA Today bestseller. It's a historical fiction novel. It has 532 pages. And this novel brings us back to the Great War. And the story is about 2 women in wartime Europe. One of them is an American socialite. Her name is Charlie St. Clair, and she's pregnant, and her pregnancy forces her to leave her country and move to Europe in search of a cousin who disappeared in France during the Nazi occupation. And the second female is a spy named Eve, who became a part of France's Alice Network during the Great War. So the chapters alternate between Charlie's and Eve's stories. And as you continue reading, you see how these two stories slowly intertwine. I'm giving this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I think it was really well written. It was fast-paced. Main characters were likable. There's even a bit of romance in there. And of course, as you would expect from a story like this, there are also quite a bit of grueling parts. So please be aware of that in case you want to pick this one up. I did read in some of your comments from last month's plan with me that you have read this and that you also really enjoyed it. So I will be adding this to my books read page. But first, let me tell you about what I'm currently reading. 1000 White Women, The Journals of May Dodd. Immediately when I have this book in my hands, I have to smile. So this is the story of May Dodd and a colorful assembly of pioneer women who, under the care of the US government, traveled to the western prairies in 1875 to intermarry among the Cheyenne Indians. The covert and controversial Brides for Indians program, launched by the administration of Ulysses S. Grant, is intended to help assimilate the Indians into the white man's world. Toward that end, May and her friends embark upon the adventure of their lifetime. I am really enjoying this book. I love May's sense of humor and her writing style in these journals and letters. So the story is absolutely bizarre, and it's based on actual historical events, but told through fictional diaries of May. So what stands out to me in this novel, although of course it's not all fun and games, by far not, but May has just a very subtle humor, the way she writes about what happens. And also what stands out to me in this novel is the friendships that develop among these women. So I'm really looking forward to continuing reading this. I am, I think, a little over half. It has 483 pages, so not quite as big as the other one, but I love it. And one weird fact, I don't know if you can relate to this. If you like holding books in your hands, maybe you can. I don't know if you can tell, but the format of this book, I've never read a book in this format. It is long and slender, kind of like a traveler's notebook. And just holding this in my hand with this format is so satisfying. I can't even tell you. Yeah, this might be a totally weird random fact, but I just love holding this. So I won't add this to this yet. This will come next month when I'm done reading it, but I can add the Alice Network now. I don't think I have to worry about having enough space here because this planner is only going to be for maximum 3 months. So I'll probably end up just putting 3 books here anyway. And I'm just going to use my little stars here for the rating. I did get these locally, so apologies, I cannot link them, but maybe you have some sort of star stamps or you just draw your own. It's not that hard to draw a star. I am taking my jet black ink, archival ink, because I will be coloring these stars. So I want to make sure that it's not going to bleed when I do that. And I'm going to use my Tombow marker to color in 4 of these 5 stars. And by the way, I do also use the app Book Buddy. It's a free app where I add more notes to my books, and I also can put in the date I started, the date I stopped. I can rate it with stars. I can add whatever notes I want to. I'll have all the information there. I'll have a synopsis of the story and everything. That's why I'm happy to only have this here. Otherwise, I would probably write some thoughts about the book here as well, but I have it in my app, so I'm not worried about it. I'd say that's a wrap. We have our October intro page, which I really love. This page really makes me feel cozy. I really like that. Then we have our tracker, our overview for October, and we have our weeklies. This will get me started, and then I'll show you what I did with the other weeks at the end of October when we get ready for November. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for watching. Have fun planning for October and hope to see you back here with a Plan With Me November. Love you guys.
Mwah.